New concept hybridization. In Weir's EPR theory and in valence bond theory, they try to predict the shapes of the different molecules. Why the different molecules have the shapes such as linear, trigonal, tetrahedral, but the sufficient information is not given by the valence bond theory also. In hybridization, the clear-cut picture of the different shapes of the molecules is clear in this. Now, what is this hybridization? What is the definition of hybridization? The mixing and the recasting of the new hybrid orbital having the equivalent energy, maximum symmetry, and they orient in the space or located in the space as far apart from each other as possible. This process or this phenomenon is called as the hybridization. The mixing of the valence orbital of the same atom word is very important, and recasting means formation of the new hybrid orbitals having equal energy and maximum symmetry, and they are located as far apart from each other as possible. This is called as the hybridization. Now, why there is need for the hybridization? Now, in definition we already see that first the atomic orbitals are not all which are taking part into hybridization are not equal in energy or equal in symmetry. After hybridization, that becomes equal in energy and equal in symmetry. And again, for example, see the carbon atoms. The atomic number of the carbon atom Z is equal to 6. So the electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. See here. Again the beryllium having atomic number 4 have the electronic configuration as 1s2, 2s2, and boron having atomic number 5 have electronic configuration as 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. Now what we are seeing in this electronic configuration of beryllium, boron and carbon atoms, we see here that their valence shell contains, now here this 2s shell is completely filled, 2 electrons, so there is no entered electron in beryllium. So their valence shell contain, beryllium's valence shell contain 0 electron, boron's valence shell contain 1 electron, and carbon's valence shell contain 2 electrons. What they here show that means beryllium does not form any covalent bond, boron forms only 1 covalent bond and carbon forms the 2 covalent bond. But actually this is not the case. In observed valency we see that this that is the beryllium is divalent, boron is trivalent and carbon is tetravalent in the molecules such as BeCl2, BF3 and CH4 respectively. That means in the valence shell of the beryllium there must be 2 unpaired electrons because beryllium in BeCl2 is bonded with 2 chlorine atoms. Boron must have 3 unpaired electrons because around the boron in BF3 molecule there are the 3 covalent bonds, and carbon is tetravalent because in carbon the valence shell contains 4 electrons then it is tetravalent. Now how it is possible? So the need of hybridization is the first need of the hybridization to explain the observed valency of the different molecules such as BeCl2, BF3 and CH4. Now in this beryllium, boron and carbon atoms, in these BeCl2, BF3 and CH4 molecules, they are having the electronic configuration. Their valence shells show only 0, 1 and 2 valence electrons, but they, that is the beryllium, boron and carbon, have 2, 3 and 4 covalent bonds in the BeCl2, BF3 and CH4 molecule respectively. Then what is the reason? there is during hybridization there is excitation first. So to explain the observed valency, a concept of hybridization is very important was put forward. During hybridization, it was suggested that one electron in the 2s orbital of this every atom, one electron from the 2s orbital get excited into the vacant 2p orbital. Now we know that in the p orbital there are the again three orbitals, 2px, 2py, 2pz. So one of the electron in the 2s orbital gets promoted into the empty 2p orbital, that is it get excited, and so in excited state these beryllium, boron and carbon show 2, 3 and 4, that is the unpaired electron, and so they form the 2, 3 and 4, that is the covalent bond respectively. Now so the beryllium, boron and carbon in their observed valency, they are observed as the divalent, trivalent and tetravalent. After excitation, the electronic configuration of this beryllium becomes 1s2, 2s1, 2px1. Now see these two unpaired electrons in the valence shell now. This boron shows the electronic configuration after excitation as 1s2, 2s1, 2px1, 2py1. Now 2s electron goes into the 2py1 shell and there are the three unpaired electrons. And in carbon also, it shows the excited configuration as 1s2, 2s1, 2px1, 2py1, 2pz1. There are the four unpaired electrons now. And this is the first step of hybridization, that is excitation of the electrons into the empty orbitals. So this is the first need to observe, to explain the observed valency of these different atoms in their molecules. Now see the second point for the need of hybridization. To explain the equivalent nature of all the bonds around these beryllium, boron and carbon atoms in BeCl2, BF3 and CH4 molecules respectively. Now we know that this beryllium, in case of this BeCl2 molecule, beryllium use one s orbital and one p orbital. That two orbitals are different in case of symmetry and somewhat in case of the energy also. In BF3 molecules, this boron use one s orbital and two p orbital. They are also slightly different in energies and symmetry. And in carbon use one 2s orbital, that is, and the 3p orbital, 2px, 2py, 2pz. So there are also difference in the energy and the symmetry. But why the all bonds around these atoms in these molecules, beryllium dichloride, boron trichloride and methane, are equal? That is shown by hybridization, that is given and explained by hybridization. Now in these molecules there is the first excitation and after that mixing and recasting of the hybrid orbital, so that the hybrid orbitals are now equivalent in energy, maximum symmetry as apart from each other, and their bond angles which are formed by that hybrid orbitals are also identical. Now this explanation given in hybridization. So there is the need of hybridization. So they always ask into the examination why there is the need for hybridization. The first point is to explain the observed valency and second point is to explain the equivalent nature of all the covalent bonds around these atoms. Now if you understand, if you like, then share this video and again let's subscribe also and told to another students. Share them. Don't subscribe the students if you like this video. Thank you.